Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Nadler now wants to start impeachment proceedings. So, we don't know what they will cling on to or what they will uphold in terms of their value system from day to day, from hour to hour. The other day he was against impeachment, as was Adam Schiff and others, Pelosi as well. Now you have MSNBC, Jerry Nadler pushed Nancy Pelosi to start impeachment inquiry. What? What are they going to impeach Trump on? So, what are they going to impeach Trump on? There are no high crimes and misdemeanors. There aren't any crimes. So this is MSNBC. Nadler pushed Pelosi to start impeachment inquiry. MSNBC.com. I don't know what they're thinking. It's great for President Trump. So, CNN's Wolf Blitzer to Nadler, wouldn't opening an impeachment inquiry give you documents to make a better case? So, let's see, Nadler. So about 5 hours, right before the MSNBC article, Nadler says, well, we'll see. They're all over the place. I'm trying to report and give you the information, how I see it, but there's literally different news articles and revelations every couple of hours. This is completely irrational, but that's the way they work. They don't have anything to work with in terms of a value system, so they're all over the place. So, okay, this is a Real Clear Politics article. CNN's Wolf Blitzer to Nadler, wouldn't opening an impeachment inquiry give you documents to make a better case? Nadler goes, and we will see the support may develop. Right now we have to get the facts out. We have to educate the American people. We have to be educated on all of President Trump's alleged criminal activity, which 2 years of a Mueller probe didn't find. Because after all, the American people have been lied to consistently by the president, by the attorney general, who have misrepresented what was in the Mueller report. So they're now focusing on the declination decisions of the Mueller report. The fact that Mueller declined to prosecute or indict President Trump on anything. Then he fell back on, well, it was department policy. We couldn't indict a sitting president. Number one, he could easily have stated within the report, President Trump committed this crime. And then said, hey, it's up to you, DOJ. That's what he should have done. That's what Ken Starr did with Bill Clinton. I can't believe he treated me that way. I can't believe Ken Starr. He just went ahead and got that dress and went after everybody I knew. I can't believe it. The House charged President Bill Clinton with impeachment and obstruction. Ken Starr stated the House charged Bill Clinton with perjury and obstruction. Perjury and obstruction. The House of Representatives charged Bill Clinton. Ken Starr, the special counsel at the time, with Monica Lewinsky and all the Michigas, and we were just talking about ICBMs, and all I try to do is show a prop. They stated categorically, Ken Starr stated he committed crimes, perjury and obstruction. The House then said, hey, we're going to charge him with a crime resolution. Whether or not it was just a resolution, I mean, whether the fact that it was a resolution from the House is not important. The issue is that everyone on the planet knew that Bill Clinton lied under oath. That's the issue. And that he obstructed justice. Mueller didn't even come close to any of that. With James Comey, he stated that, well, although there are potential violations of legal statutes, no reasonable prosecutor would prosecute. Well, Comey's version of a reasonable prosecutor is not relevant. He went on for like an hour, 15, 20 minutes on all the things she did. Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu, Queen Cacklescreech, went ahead and, I mean, we can go on forever. SAP intelligence on servers outside the United States government, top secret intelligence on servers outside of the United States government. They rigged and they found some way to allow the transfer of top secret and special access and classified intelligence onto servers outside of the United States government. Nobody knows how she did it. They gave immunity to Brian Pagliano, whose emails for 4 years at the State Department miraculously were missing. But, I mean, here you have... So, here he's like, that's why it's important for us to get Mueller to testify. Mueller's not testifying. He's not stupid. They're going to have to subpoena Mueller, which is hilarious. The guy knows that it all leads back to Clinton, which, by the way, Rush Limbaugh, I have to bring it up every segment because I'm very proud of it. Rush Limbaugh mentioned my article 2 days in a row, spent 10 minutes, and it's below in the pinned comment, and you will see it's about at the 1 hour mark, little under the 1 hour mark. He talks about my article in the Federalist, my latest one, explaining that pretty much all roads from the Steele dossier to Alexander Downer to CrowdStrike to Andrew McCabe's wife, all roads lead to Clinton, and I explained that in my Federalist article. Peter Strzok will stop Trump, but then he goes on to say, Nadler, there are many people that Trump campaign welcomed that interference on their behalf. And number 4, after the campaign was over, the president repeatedly obstructed justice, obstructed the investigation. Now, those are very serious charges that we have to examine very carefully. So now then we get to MSNBC. Nadler pushed Pelosi to start impeachment inquiry. So, a new report from Politico says that Jerry Nadler has pressed Nancy Pelosi to let the Judiciary Committee start an impeachment inquiry against the president. Lawrence O'Donnell, I was actually on Lawrence O'Donnell, if you could believe that, in 2015, actually March 2nd, 2015, the day the Clinton email debacle started, the worst cybersecurity travesty in history. A new report from Politico says that Jerry Nadler has pressed Nancy Pelosi to let the Judiciary Committee start impeachment inquiry against the president. So Nadler is playing this game, this kind of two-faced, duplicitous game. Nadler, quote, it may very well come to a formal impeachment inquiry. Oh my God. Oh my God. Now they can't, they don't even have the you-know-what. They don't even have the courage, the conviction. And I'm a Trump supporter. I support the President of the United States of America because he's going after and he's fighting back against people that are truly vile, insidious. We're talking a new definition of nasty and underhanded. This is not politics as usual. This is something we've never seen. We've never seen this before. We've never seen so many people turn against Well, we've always had a peaceful transition of power, and we've never had the government turn on an incoming president in an illegal manner, or unlawful manner full of illegal acts, I should say. Politico, there certainly is justification for impeaching Trump. So now Nadler wants to impeach Trump. I just did a segment the other day, or yesterday, that said Nadler doesn't want to impeach Trump. So he's all over the place. I mean, I don't care. Look, I was telling somebody today, I hope they impeach Trump. And I say this as a Trump supporter. And every Trump supporter on the planet should hope they impeach Trump. Every single Trump supporter on the planet. Because the Senate is not only going to prevent and block it from happening, the Senate, Lindsey Graham, Chuck Grassley, Ted Cruz, even Rubio, or I should say even Ted Cruz, you're going to see senators, Republican senators, many of whom, I could even the ones who are always on the fence, you're going to see them say, hey, wait a second. We played ball with you. We tried to cozy up to the media. We did everything you asked us to do. We did everything you've asked us to do, media, Democratic Party, American political culture at this moment in time, which won't end well politically for Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu, or Democrats, because Clinton's running again. All of this is for Hillary to just come in and save the day. But they're going to say, hey, wait a second, you're impeaching the president? Not only are we going to prevent this from happening in the Senate, but we're going to explain why all roads, and maybe some of them will link to my Federalist article. Who knows? Who knows? If Rush Limbaugh read the article, there are senators in the GOP who could read the article as well. The article's in the pinned comment. All roads lead to Hillary Clinton. Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu, purchased the Steele dossier. Alexander Downer's linked to the Clinton Foundation. They said, oh, it didn't start with the dossier. It started with Alexander Downer. Well, guess who he raised money for? $88 million, I believe, of Australian taxpayer money. If you're in Australia, tell me what you think of the wonderful Mr. Downer. Is he a respected figure in Australia? I have heard, some interesting things. But he's linked directly to the Clinton Foundation. CrowdStrike was outsourced by Democrats. Andrew McCabe is linked to hundreds of thousands of dollars from Terry McAuliffe. Peter Strzok, we will stop Trump. Clinton needs to win 1,000,000-0. Nellie Orr, married to the number 4 at the DOJ, just happens to work at Fusion GPS. Natalia Veselnitskaya, the direct link to Putin. The Russian lawyer who met with Trump Jr. She met before and after with Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson. Gee, I wonder why. Isn't it interesting that Mueller didn't contact her or Joseph Mifsud, who was linked to the State Department? So this is MSNBC 3 hours ago. I'm taping this several hours prior to you watching this. Jerry Nadler pushed Nancy Pelosi to start impeachment inquiry. Look, if you're the Democrats right now, you need to impeach Trump. It's actually going to benefit Trump immensely. It's going to benefit Trump immensely for a number of reasons. The average person is going to say, wait a second, you already... And then Pelosi tells Dems she wants to see the president where? Wait for it, in prison. This is 7 hours ago. Pelosi met with Nadler and several other top Democrats who were aggressively pursuing investigations against the president. And then they pushed for impeachment. So do it. Look. Just do it. Like old Nike, just do it. Pelosi says, I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison. Meanwhile, back at planet Earth, Clinton and everyone who conspired to defraud the United States government. I explained in my Federalist articles. If you look at my Federalist author page, just H.A. Goodman Federalist, you can see all my articles in the Federalist. And one of the articles is the 18 U.S. Code 371 statute, legal statute. That doesn't, they tried to apply that to President Trump. That applies a lot more to McCabe, Strzok, and Comey, and possibly Brennan and Clapper. I mean, it relates to them as well, but we don't. Right now, I think the FBI agents like Strzok and Comey and Brennan and McCabe. I explained in the article why the 18371 statute they just ripped up. They broke legal statutes. They broke the law. They engaged in criminal activity. I explained in my one of my Federalist articles, but. Nadler pressed Pelosi to allow his committee to launch an impeachment inquiry against Trump. The second such request he's made in recent weeks, only to be rebuffed by the California Democrats. So, great. So, this is actually just a couple hours ago. So, yesterday I did a segment, yesterday evening, Pelosi and Nadler and Schiff, they don't want to impeach Trump. Now we know that Nadler wants to. And he was trying to get the authority from, the highest ranking Democrat aside from the Golden Muumuu, Nancy Pelosi. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have, let's see. They want to impeach a president who's presiding over a 50-year low in unemployment. A 50-year low in unemployment. I'll say that again. A 50-year low in unemployment. Record lows in Black and Latino unemployment. And female unemployment. And if the rebuttal is President Obama started it, which one is it? Did the tax cuts work or did they not work? Because that's what took place under President Trump that wouldn't have taken place under President Clinton, Hillary Clinton, if she had won. And President Obama left, his 2016 GDP was 1.6%. That's anemic. We have no clue if unemployment numbers would have hit a record low. But 300,000 manufacturing jobs in 8 years of President Obama, with an average GDP of 1.6%. And with Trump, it's like, what, the high 2, almost 3% average GDP. I think 2.5%, something like that. Already superior to President Obama's, with 3 years into his presidency. But 300,000 manufacturing jobs lost under President Obama in 8 years. 300, and you had this cerebral, academic, intellectual president where he was like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? You're gonna raise a wave a magic wand?" Yeah. Trump waved a wand, all right. Yeah, he's waved his wand, all right, and it worked. The economy now has over, close to 500,000 new manufacturing jobs. Fortune, or was it Forbes or Fortune, cited 467,000 new manufacturing jobs. When they say promises made, promises kept, that's one of the promises that was kept. And then liberals are like, "Oh yeah, promises made. Oh, you're not building the wall." It's like, well, he is, but whatever. And so, in addition to that, you have wages that are rising for the first time in, over a decade. You have GDP that's soaring. You have, the economy beat estimates recently last quarter. Consumer confidence is up. Stock market's doing well. So let's talk about how horrible this president is. It's the economy, stupid. That was the old phrase with Clinton. You want to impeach it. You want to impeach a president when the economy's doing well? Only Democrats would do that. Let's talk about Clinton and President Obama's wonderful foreign policy. They helped destroy a nation. They helped turn Libya into a failed state with the wonderful NATO intervention. And it's like Trump is not only has he not done that, he stated he wanted to bring Americans home from 2 counterinsurgency conflicts, and then, oh my God, the media and Democrats, even Bernie was like, oh, it has to be an orderly withdrawal. An orderly withdrawal. Have you heard of anything so ridiculous? Orderly? What are you, leaving like a cafeteria? And then they go from that. They go from clutching pearls regarding, oh my God, you're bringing home Americans, to Trump wants to bring 10,000 and then 100,000 Americans into the Middle East. It's like, no, he doesn't. He actually stated the opposite, and that's another bogus news story meant to goad him and push him. Or just, look, he's not an interventionist he doesn't have an interventionist foreign policy. And if anything, the beginning of peace between North and South Korea is a lot more feasible now than it ever has been. President Obama and every president prior hasn't gotten close to meeting with a North Korean leader. Only President Trump did. That's something that I think it's a travesty the media hasn't discussed, hasn't even praised Trump in any way, shape, or form. The guy can't do all of his accomplishments. He's already accomplished more than President Obama ever has. President Obama, if it wasn't for President Obama, Libya wouldn't be a failed state. He had interventionist foreign policy. I'm talking about a military intervention. And it turned a country into a complete failed state, which exacerbated all the problems that Europe is facing and the Middle East is facing. President Obama's foreign policy was horrendous in a whole lot of ways, where I can't even look. I'm playing the long game in terms of the YouTube policies and the algorithm. I can't even say things that I want to. If I literally say the names of certain countries that gave money to the Clinton Foundation for weapons deals, it's against the algorithm. I abide by YouTube policies. That's why my channel isn't great. But also the subject matter I don't talk about social issues. And that's the thing. If you have the courage and the value system and the ethics to talk about social issues, you're going to get very likely demonetized, especially if you have a more conservative viewpoint. But the nature of this discussion, the nature of my sweet spot in terms of, what I hit out of the park is Democratic Party corruption, what's going on with President Trump, and the fact that everything from Clinton's emails to Madam Cyberhack running again to President Trump being framed to issues pertaining to Bernie Sanders, who is like disappointment beyond disappointments. I was cheated, my bad. I apologize for being cheated. You punched me in the face, let me kiss your knuckles. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this channel, my voice, my writing, hopefully is going to grow, and I think that it's going to grow in many ways exponentially, because what's taking place is the Democrats their paradigm has stayed the same since 2015. Very dangerous. The rest of the country has evolved. President Trump has evolved. The rest of the country has grown. Democrats have regressed. And when the Golden Moo runs again, Hillary Clinton is going to run for president again, ladies and gentlemen. She is going to announce either by November or before November. She even has December, theoretically. One person actually stated, I think it was in the Washington Post, no, I forgot. She can actually theoretically enter the race after Iowa. I don't think she will, but she's running again. Oh yes, she's running again. And all of this impeachment also is to pave the way to make everything morally relative. Look, they don't have a platform. They're not going to pass Medicare for all. They're lying to their voters. They don't have a platform. Their only platform is contempt for Trump. That's it. So impeachment is the natural, repercussion of that, which would help Trump immensely, because the Senate Republicans will be forced, even the ones who don't like him, will be forced to defend him, which will be hilarious and just awesome. And Democrats also could possibly get the Supreme Court to stop them. You can't indict a president who's presiding over a great economy and who was already exonerated from the Mueller report. Oh, well, he did all these bad things. Great, then impeach him or then indict him or be quiet. And by the way, there are already investigations with John Durham and William Barr regarding the origins of this nonsense. And it all links to Clinton. And Comey and Clapper and Brennan and Strzok and McCabe and Baker and all of them engaged in criminal activity. And it's obvious. It is obvious, ladies and gentlemen. When we look back at this time period, we're going to see that everything that you and I have talked about, and everything that, you can go John Solomon, Sarah Carter, Kimberly Strassel, Sean Hannity, Tom Fitton, Paul Sperry, I said John Solomon. Did I say Dan Bongino? But there's a lot of people. Black conservative patriot. He's awesome. On his way to 1 million subs. So, and he's over 300K. Let's get him to 1 million. And we need voices that are powerful voices. We need powerful voices, especially with what's going on with everything. Give me your thoughts below. My Patreon is below if you want to support my voice long term. Definitely check out my segments today. Lots going on. And ladies and gentlemen, check out the Rush Limbaugh clip about my article and about me. Thank you so much.